And it shows me, I think, along the lines of what you're saying is that I think it's been pretty much everybody agrees that the Democrats are identity first. They lead with who you like to have sex with, the color of your skin, all these
Okay, that's not
superficial
working.
things. They obviously don't talk about God, love, family, country. They don't get into that kind of stuff. They go with superficial identity first. So isn't it fair to ask, is the identity of that area, 40 points went to Trump, 40-point victory over, for Trump. It's
Mhm.
it's Trump County. Do you think that plays a role in why the
Oh,
reaction? Brandon has no plans to go there still.
yeah, I think that might actually play some part of it where he's like, these people didn't vote for me, so um, they'll suffer the consequences. So eat them apples. That's pretty much what he's saying to them.
Here's what it sounds like. They always make it sound good. It might sound good to you. Here's what it sounds like.
I want to take the opportunity to lay out how diverse the president's cabinet has been, how diverse the president's administration has been.
Oh.
The cabinet is majority people of color for the first time in history.
Oh, okay.
The cabinet is majority female for the first time in history. A majority of White House senior staff identify as female. 40% of White House senior staff identify as part of the racially diverse communities. And a record 7 assistants to the president are openly LGBTQ+. So again, this is something that the president prides himself on. That he actually has taken action to show the diversity of this administration.
They're talking about who people like to have sex with, as if it's something that I should care about for the Secretary of Transportation. Why the hell would I care who the Secretary of Transportation likes to have sex with? What does that have to do with anything?
What does that have
They're
to do
leading with it?
What does that have to do with the water being contaminated in Ohio? What does that have to do with it?
The water is contaminated in Ohio. But the Secretary of Transportation is a man who likes bananas. So I guess everything's okay if you're a man that likes eggplants, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not joking.
Yeah,
I'm being serious.
Yeah, I don't
but
care.
that has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah. You literally could have people that could get diseases or cancers or something like that, stuff we don't even know about, and you're more worried about who someone's having sex with. It makes no sense.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Matt Walsh had a reply to it, and I agree with him completely. Matt Walsh said, in other words, the most incompetent administration in American history is also the most diverse. It's not really diverse in thought, it's diverse in superficial identification, self-identification at that. He says, make of that what you will. Yeah, let's go to this. I didn't bring this up to you. I should have brought this up to you, Ray. We can touch on this. I don't know if you saw this, but Sam Brinton. Are you familiar with a young man named Sam Brinton?
I'm aware. Yeah.
That's the perfect. That is actually the perfect response. Sam Brinton is actually an American. Actually, I mean, by all accord, I don't know the dude is extremely smart. Goes by non-binary, I believe, but by all accounts, Sam is a smart guy, a nuclear engineer. But what happened is led with what's that?
But got caught stealing luggage from the airport.
He's a nuclear engineer, but so by all accounts, it has to be smart to get through that. Let me just assume that. And he was chosen, it looks like, allegedly, in part because of his identification as non-binary. And you're right. Allegedly, he's hemmed up on charges for stealing suitcases from the airport. And in a weird turn of events, this person here said, hey, I lost a suitcase in 2018. It had all these dope designs that I did, this Tanzanian woman. And they just happened to show up on Sam Brinton. Christian Pashaw says, whenever the Biden administration lectures us about DE&I, which you just heard from Karine Jean-Pierre, I will think of the cross-dresser fetishist stealing Tasmanian women luggage to wear her clothes. A headline that is just so bizarre, I don't know where to go. Mm-hmm. Allegedly, he took her suitcase and was rocking her clothes on the cover of Vogue at the UN, just out in the open. I guess the shoes are to die for, so it was all worth it, right? The open toe heel sandals.
Yeah. How anyone can wear those or Crocs is beyond me.
And there's nothing wrong with this, of course, but I just feel like there's some things, like if you're into that, is this insensitive, Ray? Here's where I want to go with this right now. Is this insensitive? If I'm trying to hire somebody for a position, I forget his exact position, some nuclear waste, big time position in the Department of Energy, important position. Is it insensitive for me to think, well, if you are a cross-dresser, that's fine. Just do that at home? Is that insensitive, or tell me what you think about that?
I don't think I think that's actually probably, there's nothing wrong with that. With that, like, hey, do what you want. Just like when you're at work, don't do that. Just in your private time, I have no problem whatsoever. But like when you're at work, no, come on. You got to focus on your job. That's what you have to do. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I'm brainstorming this. I don't even know if this is legal or not from like a hiring standpoint. I'm just throwing it out there. But can I look at it as, can I question someone's judgment based on, is that racist or bigoted? I'm seriously asking the question because there were signs that this person was outside of societal norms, well beyond the cross-dressing. And am I allowed to look at that in an interview? If like, say I create a company right now, am I allowed to look at that? I think you should be, but I'm not sure. Should you? Would you? Let me ask you this, Ray. I want to put you on the spot. You start a company right now.
Yeah.
And so I'm not even saying I wouldn't hire somebody who's a cross-dresser. I'm not even saying that. Not even going that far. What I'm saying is I would factor it into my decision. Would you? If it's legal.
That is a tough question, man. Like, me, as long as I would have to think more about that, but me, I would have to start like, as long as you're good at what I'm wanting to hire you at, then I don't care at all. But I would have to think more about that. I would have to.
Perfect. So let me say hypothetically, I hired someone to do video editing. I don't really care if they're a cross-dresser or not, as long as they edit the videos the way that I would want. Now, I would be a concern because you could look at the channel. I think I'm milquetoast like Tim Pool, but whatever. People could think I'm a bigot, whatever, racist, white supremacist, whatever the case is. So I'd be concerned if you're a cross-dresser, you might be more left. Are you going to try to edit the videos to make me look stupid? Or, I would have to factor that in to my hiring process. And it doesn't mean I wouldn't hire you. But when we're looking at the government and, an important position, would we want a president of the United States that was, let's say Sam Brinton ran for president of the United States. Can I factor in the fact that he is a cross-dresser in my vote? I think absolutely.
You could, if what's the name again? I forgot. How you say the name again?
Is Sam Brinton?
If Brinton, okay.
Yeah, Brinton. Yep.
If Brinton ran for president, would I vote? Probably not. But that's just me though. If the policies were so good, if you had to choose between Brinton, if the policies were more like MAGA, and between Brinton or Biden, who can't. Okay, my mistake. Brandon, who can't even think, or Fetterbot, who can't even think, then I guess I have no choice but to go with Brinton then. But we don't live in that world though.
Yeah, but I agree with you. It would be something I would factor in. I would not, because it would be the same thing as what the left does, is looking at identity in a superficial manner. But to me, I think I can bring it more to judgment. It's not like I can't control my skin color. Like that's not, I wouldn't factor in stuff like that. But yeah.
Well, you got Tropic Thunder though, so yeah. one of the greatest movies of all time. One of my favorites of all time, actually.
Yep. I haven't thought about that in a while. That's the one where Ben Stiller was. Isn't that the movie where Ben Stiller was in blackface?
No, that was Robert Downey Jr.
I mean, sorry, not Ben Stiller. Robert Downey Jr. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not a big movie person, so I mess up names all the time. Yep.